Hello, and welcome to the Thyroid Warrior Podcast. I'm Ebony, and I'm here as your wellness facilitator. I'm going to be sharing my experiences in managing Hashimoto's disease. I really hope that it'll help you on your personal journey. Keep in mind, however, this does not substitute for medical advice. It is only for your information and motivational purposes only. Now, let's get started. Welcome everyone to the Thyroid Warrior Podcast. Happy New Year. I'm ready to get going and jump in with you guys this year because we are going to have so much fun together and I'm ready to bring it. The first thing that I want to just come out the gate with for you guys is to let you know what's coming up. And the first thing that I want to mention is I am going to be hosting a weight loss group to show you how to lose weight in a healthy way using a program that I have followed myself. And if you're interested in that, I would like for you to go ahead and go to ebonycolina.com/weight loss so that you can fill out the application and get notified about everything that you need to know about the program. I've gone through it before with a lot of people and they have seen lasting results and I'm so pumped. It's all about a mindset change and it really targets how to have a healthy relationship with food. And I talked about that in a past podcast episode. So I'm really excited to be able to share that with you guys in this program. The next thing that I want to share with you guys is I'm going to be doing a free virtual wellness board session. So essentially it's a vision board session, but we're going to focus very specifically on your health and wellness goals. And everyone is talking about, I'm going to lose weight or I'm going to exercise more. But have you asked yourself, what exactly do I need to do in order to get there? So myself, as well as Shay Jefferson of My Career Construction, are going to be working with you at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 9th to work through all of those things. And to sign up and get more information, you're going to want to visit ebonycolina.com/vision board. And I'm just so excited, guys. Thank you so much for all of your support, for all of the messages and everything that you've been doing with me, for me, supporting me, subscribing to the podcast, downloading and rating and leaving your reviews. I really pay attention to those and I take them to heart, and I am constantly trying to incorporate ways to make sure that I'm providing you with information and with that support that you need as well as myself. So today's episode is really going to jump right into depth about one very simple question, and that is, how are you? Think about it. How often do you say, I'm fine, when someone asks you that question? Are you really being honest with that person that asked you that question? Or are you kind of just feigning in a corner saying, please, please, please don't look at me. Don't pay any attention to me. Don't linger and try to figure out if I'm being honest with you or not. Just don't. Does anyone else experience that? Because if not, I'll just politely be in that small minority that actually hates that question a lot. So if you're with me and you too hate it when people ask you that question because you don't want to be honest, I want you to know that it's okay. I want you to know that we all have experienced that at some point in our lives, and it's so hard to just be honest and open about how you're really feeling inside. And I'll give you a story that I recently experienced, and that is with my dad. Like you guys know, he's been very sick, and we've been having a lot of things happen, a lot of changes going on with my family. And the biggest thing that I realized that I was doing was I was constantly saying, yes. Will you go to the pharmacy? Yes. Will you sit with him? Yes. Will you stay up with him? Yes. Will you watch him? Yes. Will you do this? Yes. Will you watch that? Yes. Will you take care of this while we're what? Yes, 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 and yes. What I didn't realize was in the process of being the quote unquote responsible one and the mature one, I didn't recognize that that is just what people had come to expect of me, that regardless of how I felt and regardless of what I had to do, I just did it. And for me, I am the quote unquote Olivia Pope of my family. Whenever something needs to get done, I handle it. Whenever something goes wrong, I suck it up, I show no emotion, and I handle it. And I'm currently reading Present Over Perfect. And what I realized and really identified with was I fake rest. What I read in the book was the author, Shauna, would, she'd be cleaning up and folding and doing laundry and in her PJs and just working and not really resting. So if you're driving, don't raise your hand, but raise your hand if you find yourself like, yeah, I totally am resting and having a down day as I answer email, clean the house, do laundry, go grocery shopping, meal prep, help the kids with the homework, or in my case, I help my nephew with his homework. And, you're trying to pick up this and do this and drop off that one last thing so that, your family member will have what they need. Sound familiar? What I want you to understand is it's okay to want to be there for people and want to support your loved ones as much as you possibly can. But the problem with that is you're burning yourself out. You're not taking care of yourself and you're not doing what you need to do in order to be well. And as I always say, you can't be someone else's something if you're nothing for yourself. But what I also had to realize is I had to take my own advice because I wasn't. And one of the things that I've been realizing is that my joint pain is starting to get the best of me and I'm more fatigued than I usually am. And I love to exercise. I love to move my body and I love to be active, and exercising wasn't something that I wanted to do. And at that point, I knew I was in trouble. So what I realized is that I was on autopilot, just going and going and going. And oftentimes we're trying to prove ourselves, prove that we can do the job, prove that we can still be effective, prove that we can do everything that everyone else can do. But in reality, we're lying to ourselves. And I don't want you to walk into another year with that same behavior. And here's why. You have conditioned yourself to be all the things, to do all the things, and to try to live your life, quote unquote, on purpose. But what I really want you to ask yourself is what conditioned you to be the way that you are? Meaning, when did you start noticing that you became a yes man or a yes woman? So with that, friends, I am so pumped for you to get started on this journey, and I will touch base with you guys next week. Take care. Okay, Thyroid Warriors, get out there and take things one step at a time. Remember, be great, reflect on your triumphs, and as always, be well. Take care.